real food and
So
sourdough.
when will that be ready to make bread?
As soon as it's all risen up to be bubbly.
Yeah.
So like this one, we could almost make bread with that one soon. This one,
But not
almost
tonight.
rising. It could be tonight. So it all depends on the climate. So if it's hot, like he has a heater running, we're cooking in the kitchen, you put it next to the stove, it'll grow faster. Put it in the fridge, it's cold, it'll grow really slow.
So you think it's in good shape now?
Yep.
Now you got to get
This is
scrape it off the sides.
I did.
Okay.
Yes, Mom.
It's gonna bubble on up there. Don't worry.
So
You can use
now,
your finger to. Yeah,
okay.
easy.
Now just
All right, and then we're gonna wipe the rim off.
So I just have this one question when we get to the baking part. What if I want to put like a little salt crust on the top?
You could do that.
Just a little kosher salt?
Okay.
And then bake it?
You could even like take rosemary
Right.
leaves and mix that in.
Yeah,
You could do whatever you want.
yeah.
People put like, I mean, the more stuff you put in it, the harder it is to make it rise.
No, just
But, like,
salted. I just need
You
a
can put
layer of
raisins in
salt
there,
is
you
what I
think?
want.
So I always try to keep the
This
mouth
is
from the
more
jar.
from like a loaf that goes in the La Creuset,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
So this is a plastic lid.
Okay, is that okay?
I think it is.
What do you
I just
usually
always
use?
I use like the metal like bowl.
Metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is a jar we had.
Okay.
So then you could kind of see like right here,
Yeah.
that's where your sourdough is. So I always
Yeah.
put the rubber band where it is.
Yeah.
That way it's easier for you to see if it's rising or not.
So when it gets to like double, do I feed it again? Or when do I feed it again?
When it falls.
Falls.
mine
So-
fell all the way back down to his rubber band, and then it
Oh,
was
it
time
went
to
up?
feed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it went all the way to the top of the jar, and then fell all the way back down to the rubber band.
So when it's rised all the way, that's when you want to bake with it. Because you want it to be really active. But
Okay.
when it starts falling again, that's when it's time to feed it.
Feed it. Okay.
And the reason you have to pour off is to get rid of some like that waste product that the yeast is making.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just call it yeast for now. But there's pour off recipes too, crackers and like all that stuff. So you're talking about crackers for your board.
Yeah.
You can make sourdough crackers.
Cool.
Yeah. So a lot of people have like
Can you
a
put
really
raisins
big,
in there?
You can. You can put whatever you want in there. But people use like a really big jar
Raisin.
for pour off, and they
Raisin
just
bread.
keep it in the fridge, and they never feed it because you always have to like half it basically.
Okay. Okay.
Because if you
I
don't,
have to write this down.
If-
Mary's
yeah.
gonna give me the video, but it's
if
better
you-
if we sit. If I write it, then I
we'll
remember
do
it.
We'll do it.
Okay.
But if you just keep feeding it like that without pouring off,
Yeah.
you're gonna have so much sourdough starter.
Yeah.
You're gonna have problems like keeping it. But it's easy when you want to split it, because like we just split Doug's into yours. So we just poured off half, and then we just fed them both,
Yeah.
and now you have two new start. You have another starter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So really easy.
Really easy.
Yeah. Hardest part is when it starts bubbling over because it's
Okay.
so active, and then the lid gets stuck.
Oh, okay.
So when it does that, I loosen
Can
the
it
lid.
do that overnight sometimes?
Yeah, this
Okay.
happened overnight to mine. It was all over the counter.
Okay.
Yeah, but it happens. Just because I
Okay.
kept it by the oven all day
And
yesterday.
then when you're making the bread, how much of the starter do you use? Oh, it depends on how
it
sour
depends
you
on
want
how
it.
sour you
I don't
want
want
it.
it real sour.
And how big of a loaf you're trying to make.
Okay.
Because I do 4
So,
cups
like,
flour.
Mine
2
is
cups water.
a big pot, but it's an oval.
Yeah, that's fine. You can probably do the same amount that I have. And then if you want to like add a quarter of the recipe or take away, it's really... Baking is hard. It's science, but like it's chemistry. But at the same time, if you just understand your proportions, it's okay.
You know, you should read Lessons in Chemistry
Me?
or listen to it. It's a great book. And it is such a great story for women. Mary, you should read it. It's amazing.
Lessons in chemistry?
It's why I left my job and I
Right on.
started what I wanted to do.
Perfect.
Because of this book.
That's
I
awesome.
chased my dream. I'm chasing it. Still chasing it. I'm still chasing it.